True Life of Gatsby, The Life of a Fabulous Man.
To Nick Carraway, pleasure is entirely Gatsby's if you would attend a little party next door. From Gatsby's employer. Well, in that case, I better be getting ready.
Fun at the party.
Excuse me, but I feel like I've seen you before. Weren't you in 3rd Division during the war?
Why, yes.
I knew I've seen you before. Hey, listen, I just bought a hydroplane and I was gonna try it out in the morning. Wanna come with me, old sport?
Sure.
Having a gay time now?
Much better.
What? So, you new around here?
Yes, I recently moved from the West. I am
Nice.
Nick.
Nice to meet you. I'm John.
Nice. What business are you in?
I work with a lot of drugs. What about you?
I'm in the bond business.
Wonderful. Oh, look, it's Jordan.
Hello, Jordan.
Oh. I guess you two know each other. Let you two cats be.
I just heard the most amazing thing from Gatsby. How long were we in there?
Why about an hour?
It was simply amazing. But I swore I wouldn't tell it. And here I am, tantalizing you.
Interview with Gatsby.
So Gatsby, what do you like the most about your fabulous parties?
Well, I most enjoy seeing my guests having a splendid time. Everyone seems to be enjoying themselves. I'm actually still waiting on someone to arrive.
Do you find your parties an inconvenience to you?
Oh, not at all. I get the fruits delivered on time, the Rolls Royce shined, and my staff is always prepared.
Well, it sounds like you have everything under control to your liking. Tell me, do you believe you have achieved such an American dream through your lavish lifestyle?
My wealth has brought me great joy and luxury. I am fortunate to wake up each morning in a beautiful home, wear wonderful clothes, and drive an exceptional car. It is almost everything that I've dreamed of.
How can you compare your lifestyle with those who live across the bay in East Egg?
It's difficult to compare. The stylish reputation of East Egg is priceless. Despite my wealth, I cannot attain East Egg taste. The best I can do is to have great parties as a way to build up my reputation.
Interesting. Has alcohol ever become a problem in your life or at your parties?
Well, personally, I do not drink. I believe that drinking can only cause problems. Last week, there was a man at one of my parties who crashed his car because he was so drunk. However, alcohol does attract a lot of guests to the parties, and with the money that I have, it is easy to obtain.
I see. How exactly did you make your fortune as a self-made millionaire?
Well, you see,
Mr. Gatsby, Chicago's on the line.
I'm quite sorry, but if you'll excuse me, I have to take this call. It was a pleasure speaking with you, and feel free to stop by during my parties.
Lunch with Mayor Wolfsheim.
Hello.
Nick, this is my friend, Mr. Wolfsheim.
Mr. Wolfsheim, how do you do? I'm Nick.
Good. I like this restaurant. The one across the street's much better. Full of memories.
Let's sit down. After you.
Oh, thank you. Now, Nick, I hear you're interested in a business conjugation.
I'm sorry, but you must have me confused with someone else.
I'm afraid not, sir. I heard you were in the interest of making a few extra bucks.
Wolfsheim, Nick is just a friend. I thought we could talk about this another time. Meanwhile, let's have normal conversation. You'll have to excuse me for a moment. I have to make a quick phone call.
Okay. Fine fellow, isn't he? Handsome to look at. Perfect gentleman. You know, he went to Oxford College in England. He's quite an impressive man.
How long have you known Gatsby?
Several years. I made the pleasure of his acquaintance just after the war, but I knew I discovered a man of fine breeding after I talked with him an hour. I said to myself, there's the kind of man you'd like to take home and introduce to your mother and sister. see you're looking at my cuff buttons. Finest specimens of human molars.
It is an interesting idea, and yes, very creative cuff buttons.
Yes, now, I'm going to run off from you two young men before I outstay my welcome.
Don't hurry, Mayor.
You're very polite, Jay, but I belong to another generation. You sit here, discuss your sports and your young ladies and, whatnot, but as for me, I'm a 50-year-old man, and I won't impose myself on you any longer. Pleasure to meet you, Nick.
Pleasure to meet you, Mr. Wolfsheim.
Goodbye, Jay.
Bye, Mayor.
Interview with Nick.
Good afternoon. Nice to meet you, Nick. Today I have a few questions regarding your friend, Jay Gatsby.
Likewise. And yes, Jay Gatsby, he's one of the few people who I know on West Egg.
Explain to me the first time when you first met Jay, and what your contemplations about him were.
Well, before personally meeting Jay Gatsby, I had heard numerous rumors. I have to say I received an invitation to his little party not too long into my arrival at West Egg. A chauffeur in a uniform of robin's egg blue crossed my lawn with a surprisingly formal note, wondering if I would attend a little party that night written with a majestic hand. However, throughout the party, Mr. Gatsby did not introduce himself until later in the night. His house was beautiful. I had never seen anything like it. I was wondering what kind of work he must have been into, because his house highlighted the amount of wealth he had. There was so much detail put into his home, it was unbelievable. I had seen a man looking almost isolated and dismayed at the party, but I couldn't determine if it was Jay. Eventually, I was sitting with Jordan, and a man approached me, who happened to be Mr. Jay Gatsby.
Was this a good first impression on you that Mr. Gatsby gave, if it took him that long to introduce himself at his own party?
Well, I was confused at first, but I knew I had seen him before, so I made somewhat of an exception. Mr. Gatsby had fought in the 7th Infantry until June 1919. By this time, he was becoming more profound than any man I had ever met with the beauty of his home, his appearance, and his biography.
How did you and Gatsby begin to spend time together? And was the time you spent with him worthwhile?
Well, as soon as he met me or saw me again since war at his party, he offered me to go hydroplaning. This surprised me and increased my liking for the man. And all the time I spent with Jay was definitely worth it. The man was so wealthy and had a formality of speech that no other man could compete with, as I sat and listened to him during lunch.
Well, it sounds like this Gatsby is all that and a bag of chips. Thank you for your time, Nick.
My pleasure.
Thank you for watching MTV True Life.